was announced over the weekend that the Chargers were gonna meet with a couple of candidates for their second interviews, but there's only been news about them meeting with one candidate as of right now.
Wow.
I don't know if that's because they got their guy, or if it's because the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens kind of screwed up the plans, or is it because more things are still going to come out and they're still planning everything out? But Adam Schefter did tweet out that the Chargers are well, let me actually, these are the words that Adam used. I did not use these words. His words are: Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh is expected to meet this week for a second time with the Los Angeles Chargers about their head coaching job. So the word interview wasn't even thrown in there, Gilbert.
Huh. I know Dan's excited about that. Second meeting.
He said, "Don't let him leave the building." Just Gilbert, what
I'm
are
with
your
him, bro.
huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm with Dan. You got to make sure he doesn't leave the building. But
Gilbert, after seeing what's going on with it, he was there in person on Saturday. He's
yeah,
seen what his brothers built, especially after the one Super Bowl that he won against him a couple of years ago, and seeing what he's built these last few years in Baltimore. And then obviously seeing Kansas City still kind of up top. But then obviously there's whispers about maybe Andy Reid might be walking into the sunset. Maybe Kelsey might be out. Who knows what's going to happen with their futures? What? And then the Texans are on the way up. Whatever. What are your thoughts about the Chargers meeting with Harbaugh again?
yeah, it'd be kind of wild though. Like I know I'm kind of outside the box here, but if the 49ers and the Ravens play each other in the Super Bowl, after like what 12 years when the Harbaugh Bowl happened, it's like okay, now that we get that matchup, he's back in the NFL. But I also wonder too, like he likes going to these Ravens games. Like, would it be awkward as a newly announced Chargers head coach to go watch his brother play against the Chiefs? Like I'm wondering, like, does that affect the timing of when this could happen? Like imagine you just got hired.
Binoculars and a notebook, Gilbert. He needs to have that.
Yeah, but like imagine you just got hired and you're like, why aren't you in Costa Mesa in your office doing work, but you're out there for your brother? So like, what if that's like a weird wrinkle? Like, you know what? Hire me after the NFC, I mean AFC title game, and then we get that Pro Bowl bye week, and we're good. I'll bust my ass for that. But it seems like they're all in for Jim Harbaugh, even all the GMs that they're hiring. Or I mean not hiring, but interviewing are somewhat connected to Jim Harbaugh. Maybe you could correct me if I'm wrong, Fernando, because there's a bunch of people that are trying to interview. I'll read Coach Dan Ramirez here. Hope the Ravens shove them both into the sunset. Reed leaves and everything will fall. Yeah, he's like that'd be kind of the best outcome for your brother if the Ravens beat the Chiefs and then Andy Reid leaves. But a better outcome for Dan and a bunch of Chargers fans who might be watching right now is Jim Harbaugh just getting hired this week. We already seen Antonio Pierce getting hired. What's up, Pedro? It's up to you. Tocayo for Fernando because he's Ramirez. And then
Hell yeah.
yeah, you already got Pierce hired. You got Gerard Mayo, with the Patriots. I know those guys were already there, but it's about time. You got to hire some people, right? Like we need to, everything.
It's so slow. Pedro,
yeah.
did you see Shamu out over in National City, out in the streets with all the flooding and everything? Shamu was in the streets of National City out there. You see him? But go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm good. I'm just like I feel like at this point it's a waiting game. I don't even know what else to say.
But it's exactly what the NFL wanted.
Yeah,
it's exactly what the NFL wanted. They wanted this process to be slow, to be kind of because I actually think that the Washington Commanders are going to wait. They're gonna wait until
Ben Mike Johnson. McDonald there. That's what I feel like.
Oh, you think? Oh, I thought it was gonna be Ben
Johnson. He's still coaching, so I feel like it's him. Sorry, who was your pick?
Ben Johnson.
That could be one too, and he's also coaching too.
I think Adam Peters might want to go that kind of route, but I don't know. But see, that's the thing. I think the Chargers kind of need to get somebody. Well, if it's him, like I don't know if you saw, but Sean Merriman said he ain't letting if the Chargers need him to go down there, he's not letting him leave the building. So
well, get Dan down there too in Costa Mesa and make sure he's not leaving.
Dan and Sean Merriman should team up together and go not let Jim leave the building. But
he also has interviews with the Falcons, right? Like so it's kind of team and lurking.
You know what? I'm actually wondering. I wonder if they even meet at that facility. That's not going to be their facility. So,
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
I wonder if they meet like at a
They're gonna
hotel
give
or
him the
somewhere.
tour of El Segundo.
That's where I'm wondering. Do they meet there? Do they meet somewhere like somewhere offside? Like I don't know, at a hotel or something. But
Tulum.
huh,
Tulum.
yeah, but see that's kind of that's what I'm wondering. The NFL, like I said, they wanted this. People in the streets kayaking, dude.
That's wild. I didn't
Tijuana,
hear that.
Tijuana's work, bruh. Tijuana, like they're literally like cars are underwater, like it's that bad. Like Tijuana was not made for rain. Like
Damn.
that's
Wow.
how bad that place is. But I just think as of right now, and you saw that report that the Bears didn't let Kellen Moore meet with or the Chargers didn't meet.
Oh, they did. They
Chargers did
blocked
not
them.
let the Bears meet with Kellen Moore.
Oh, it
I
kind
saw a
of
lot of
worked out.
fans
So they
freak
hired
out and they're
somebody
like, Dan Quinn is the head coach loading, and I'm like, y'all need to like,
else.
I'm like, chill
No,
out.
you want to give your new coach at least a pick of who's gonna come back, but and
Well,
then
I know,
they hired Shane Waldron anyway, so it was for a reason.
yeah. Well, he is I think he has a connection to the passing academy that Caleb Williams goes to.
Oh, there you go. That
So
makes
there's
sense.
something, yeah, there's something there. I think his style does not fit what Justin Fields does. So I'm kind of wondering
Yeah,
what's
he
gonna
he
happen
comes
if the
from
writing.
the McVay, Shanahan kind of tree.
Yeah, exactly. Are you buying any of the Harbaugh I don't think so. I don't think he would
Uh,
want something where there's no quarterback. I know he has the eighth
yeah,
pick, but like, I
there's
mean,
there's something there for him because he's a great businessman. He wants leverage, and you don't give him everything he wants, then he might just walk. And I think that's kind of the threat there. Like, hey, I'm gonna talk to somebody. That's why it's only two, right? It's not
yeah.
three, is there? Or am I missing something?
But
But you got that
that's what
leverage.
makes me think that he is gonna come back. He's never met with two teams in one off season. Like here, he's meeting with two teams and like talking to two teams. I feel like this is basically him positioning
Yeah,
himself to
was
return.
it last year Broncos, the year
The
before
year
that
before that,
Vikings?
the
Yeah,
Vikings. He's never talked to two teams from what
yeah.
like we know, because obviously there's backdoor stuff but I just don't know if I'm believing because are you really gonna draft JJ eighth overall? Like I know you like love him and everything, but like I'm sure you national championship love him,
Do,
but do
do,
you Super Bowl love him?
do you like Jaden Daniels? Do you like Michael Penix Jr., who he beat in the title game?
I don't know. Josue thinks that he might get hired this weekend. I don't know if on the weekend, Josue, because Saturday is not good for Fernando. It is the Royal Rumble, and then
Get it done Friday.
yeah, exactly. And then Sunday is I'm sure he wouldn't want to. I'm sure he wouldn't want to impose on his brothers
Yeah,
like
that's Sunday.
moment. So regardless of like the
You know
outcome or
what?
whatever.
I'll say it happens Monday next week, maybe like a press conference Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. I'll say that. I think he
I'd
wants
be
to go to
interested to see
that
if
Ravens
Alberto
title
Manzano.
game. I think he wants to go there first. I don't know.
I'd be interested to see if Alberto Manzano would grace us with his presence.
Oh yeah, that's a big time conference. So I'm still
Yeah,
working right now. So wink, wink.
that'd be interesting to see you. But yeah, no, I could definitely see this getting done. I mean, is you kind of have to get this done, especially because, dude, I'm telling you, like the two, like again, I know social media counts for as much as you want it to count for, but go look at the two highest posts that you saw. Like it was Vrabel and Harbaugh. Like
Yeah.
everything else was like a dud, basically.
Yeah.
Like
Sometimes not even that complicated. Like, oh, you don't want to believe in social media, or I guess what's the popular take? Well, these guys are really good coaches. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, like you got the
yeah.
popularity, vote, and then you also got really two good candidates. But again, if you're Mike Vrabel, you're like, you don't want to be at number two, so you better go and get Jim Harbaugh. Like, Vrabel
What do
could be
you
like, f that.
I don't know. I don't know what this means for Kellen Moore. I mean, maybe it's just like kind of just like maybe a fall just in case if it's
No,
Vrabel.
it's just
You're
an
like, hey,
option.
we got
Like if you're
yeah,
Harbaugh, you're probably thinking like, how many coaches? Hey, Justin, get in my office. How many coaches have you had? Damn, that's a lot
yeah.
of coaches. Maybe we should keep this Kellen Moore. But honestly, it's more like, hey, just have that option. But it does suck for Kellen Moore, who is like has to wait.
Well, I mean, because I'm gonna be honest, Kellen Moore to me, like his system just
I didn't like it.
him and Harbaugh, I don't think fit together. I don't think their styles fit. And then
Well, he likes to run the football, or not say he likes to. He's a balanced attack, and Kellen was really
because
kind of like push
I
it.
do remember Anthony Lynn was. I do remember Anthony Lynn when he first came in. It was either keep Ken Wisenhunt
Right. Yeah.
or keep Pagano, and he kept Ken Wisenhunt. I know Staley didn't have that same issue, so and I mean
Yeah,
obviously you're not going to throw
Lynn
any
knew
coach.
right away that he had something to stake, and that's why he made the move. But that's
Exactly.
credit for him there.
Yeah. But here, I mean, you're not going to tell Jim Harbaugh, hey, you have to
Yeah,
keep Kellen Moore. Like it's if
it's
Jim wants
different.
to keep Kellen Moore. So Belichick putting his eggs into one basket without being sure he's gonna. I highly doubt it. I
Yeah,
mean, that's the thing though too. Like, does he really have any other choice? Like, there's no really other teams that really want Bill Belichick. The only thing that I could see, like, the only other job I could see him possibly getting is if like the Bills let go of McDermott,
yeah,
then maybe Bill Belichick is up for that job. But I just see that it's the Falcons and that's it. But they're saying that there's like I saw somewhere that they're saying that that God Arthur Blankcheck Arthur Blank really wants Bill Belichick. So
yeah. I
you
think
see
they're gonna
that
get it
picture
done.
circulating where he was supposedly at a Chick-fil-A,
Who?
Bill
Bill?
Belichick.
No.
Oh, they
Getting
were saying
ready?
like the day he was in Atlanta, he was at like I don't know if it was true or not, but I saw a picture and I'm like, dude, is he really at a Chick-fil-A? Like, I just thought it was funny, but
They could buy a couple during game days right there.
no, you can't.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not open on Sundays.
oh, that's right. I forgot
Even
about
that one's not open on Sundays.
so dumb. They have a Chick-fil-A in that stadium, but they don't have it on
Pedro
Sunday.
thinks he gets hired before the AFC Championship. That'll be interesting. I mean, I don't know. I get waiting for the
Well,
head.
let's say right here. I'm gonna say Monday of next week. What are you saying?
Shit, that was an old photo. Damn.
Oh.
Damn, Anthony. Thanks for killing the vibe for me. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that looked like an old photo because he didn't have as much. Like he had some gray hair, but it looked like he had just hit the Just for Men. And yeah, so that
Well,
didn't look
look at
like
this. Well, it's coming from Anthony. They still need to go through a few more second round interviews, right? Like it can't
you
be
can't.
one guy. I don't know.
No,
No,
no.
just keep it
Like
going.
I just think you have to get this done. Like
Thursday and this week.
you have to.
All right.
Like yeah, like and I understand. Like Ben, that's the thing though. Like he said, like Ben Johnson and McDonald. I'm sure those are two great. The thing is, McDonald is 36 years old, and he's a great defensive coordinator. But does that translate to
Yeah,
being a head
that kind
coach?
of worrisome.
And
That's why I
then
feel like
Ben
maybe like the
Johnson.
Commanders, like you're talking about Commanders with Ben Johnson, but like he's an offensive guy. What the hell do they have there? They don't even have a quarterback. They have
I know.
McLaurin, and that's
Well,
it.
but they're gonna have the second overall pick, Jaden
You know, I
Daniels,
forgot.
or
Okay, Drake May. Okay, never
yeah,
mind. So that could
yeah.
be into play, but I really like my McDonald. His defense is really good.
Yeah, so I mean that's the thing, and then okay, but that's another thing that Dan and I were watching the game, and he's like, man, if I was Motor City Dan Campbell, let's just say that they lose the Super Bowl or don't make it to the Super Bowl. If I was him, I'd be like, you know what, Ben, let's make you the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL. Let's keep you one more, like let's try and keep you one more
Yeah.
year. Look at these jobs, like the Commanders, like like those jobs suck. Let's wait one more cycle. There'll be better jobs. Just wait one more year. But yeah, I just think that there's like the guy is there. I mean, it looks like he's at that point. If he was going to go back to Michigan, in my opinion, I think he would have already have done it. We're at what, January 22nd. You don't think he would have already have gone
Yeah.
back to Michigan?
You
Like
gotta recruit and stuff like that.
exactly. And then I saw that video of him, and I know he said the changing of the guard, but I just thought in my opinion, I just thought he was talking about the changing of the guard. Like there was changing of the guard, obviously, was I think he was talking about like 44 seniors or 44 players are leaving for the draft. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I think he was talking about. So I don't think he's talking about like, oh, like I'm gonna leave. But at the same time, like, because Harbaugh's smart. Harbaugh knows how to play the game. He knows how to. He knows how to play poker. He knows what he's doing. So I'm just interested to see what's all gonna go down. But everybody keeps on saying that this is and then like there's some other NFL people that are basically other NFL people say, oh yeah, this has been done for a couple of weeks now. This is all just
Anthony with some breaking news.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
Callahan
did.
from the Bengals. People really liked him. That's interesting.
Wow, Brian Callahan to the no to the yeah, to the
Sorry,
Titans.
Titans, yeah,
Wow.
formerly the Bengals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Thank you for that one, Anthony. That's interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's a surprise name that we didn't see coming, and he got a bunch of interviews, so that's
and you
interesting.
know what? I thought Raheem Morris was gonna go there, or one of those. I thought Raheem, like a
Yeah,
defensive guy, was gonna go there.
yeah. But I know I thought more offense because they did it with Bravo for so long that the Mayor kind of wanted something new, and yeah, they got it done. So that maybe to your point, Fernando, there people are getting hired. Just get it over with. Get Jim Harbaugh in there. Why not?
What if in the next like
I know what happens right now.
nah, it won't happen right now. It'll have to be when there's like not like I'm telling you, for an announcement like this, it would have to be something like a Wednesday or a Thursday where there's nothing really going on, and then bang, like
Want the attention?
that's what I'm telling you. Like, I don't know. Dan's
Yeah,
saying that's the best
yeah.
place to
Dan
go.
wants like a job on Brian Callahan's coaching staff because he loves Nashville.
You can say, Dan, the way you deliver it is completely different from what we
Yeah.
say. So you're
Yeah, and you can
gonna
talk about how the Chiefs are so amazing. So you got plenty to talk about.
no, well, we kind of talked about that, Dennis. We just think that it's right now everything. They're just kind of waiting to see what shakes out from everything, and then they're gonna see how they move forward. Because right now, I mean, you're kind of waiting to see what happens with Jim, with Mike, Vrabel, and then obviously, did Ben Johnson win his game? He did. Mike or whatever other candidates they feel like are the strongest, and but as of right now, the only person that they have on the docket to interview, according to Adam Schefter, is Jim Harbaugh. So that's going to be the interesting part of it. But Josue, that's the one thing though. They don't have a GM yet because I mean I know that they've interviewed other people outside of it, but even oh I don't want to
I bet
butcher.
that comes first, Fernando. I think the GM comes first.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, it's gonna be somebody connected to Jim Harbaugh to make it even more obvious, and then yeah,
Well, it's Ian Cunningham is well, all the candidates that they've hired up to a certain extent were all connected to him. Even the person that they interviewed today, Don
he has a connection too.
Aponte. Yeah, I guess I saw somewhere that she had a connection to Jim Harbaugh.
Jeez,
So yeah, it just
that'd be
it
interesting.
yeah. Now I know what you're laughing at. Uh
What's up, man?
but yeah, it just feels like, man, I'm telling you, if they go, because we're also kind of waiting to see what the Raiders are gonna do, because Ed Dobbs is also up for the job
Yeah,
there, Champ Kelly, and then obviously we can't forget about Tom Telesco. Tom
yeah.
Telesco
That
is
it's kind
obviously,
of weird that they have Kelly doing the interviews, and then like you're not gonna
and
keep
then
him.
you're making him.
He might be like a number two for somebody. It seems kind of weird. Like Ed Dobbs or Telesco could probably get it.
It's from what I understood from Vic Tafer was that he would be the number two to one of those guys.
That's what it feels like.
And I'm kind of like, whoa. So you basically made him the interim and then you kick him back to number two.
Well,
So
it's also
you
tough because like if he looks out there, like maybe nobody wants him. He's like, well, I don't have a job opening for a GM. Why not just stay where I am as a number two? Get to learn through Ed Dobbs or Tom Telesco. But just to kind of give you some analysis real quick on Tom Telesco, like yeah, his draft classes were not the best, but he knows how to at least get the first round pick right, and he knows how to fix your salary cap. He knows how to retain players that they drafted. He's very savvy with contracts, so he's a good GM. It's just like when you want to hit on your other picks, that's really when they struggle, or when he
I,
struggles.
but I mean, that's kind of the basics of being a
Yeah,
good
but
general
but
manager.
for the
So
Raiders, it's kind of like,
they don't know
hey,
how to hit on their
it's not
first
bad. Yeah, hit on your first
round.
rounders. And also he will definitely run a tight ship. All the chaos and the noise outside, he's good at kind of blocking that out. Some people might disagree with the methods, but he's pretty good at stuff like that too.
I'm wondering kind of what I mean, I wonder if the division is also kind of at play as well. Like, oh, the former Chargers
Yeah,
GM,
he knows intel.
he's been there for 11.
Yeah, I know he's laughing at your brother, but shout out to Victor producer. Good point there on Mark Davis, and then
Well,
Dan.
you can't afford to go with like, especially because you have, and I understand what Vic's saying there. You have a rookie head coach in a sense. You kind of have to get a
Yeah,
veteran there as a
that's
general
not bad.
manager to,
Can you
yeah,
still keep the interim GM? Like
yeah. But you need somebody in there
yeah.
who,
But I wouldn't rule out Ed Dobbs though. He came very close to getting the job last time around, and they wanted Ziegler to be paired with McDaniels.
I've seen some of the stories that have come out about Ed Dobbs, and I'm like, oh crap, like he does not like softness.
I was gonna
So
say
like,
that picture looks like he used to be like a military
yeah, like
sergeant.
I've seen some stuff from him, and like there was one where I guess like players were celebrating something, and he's like, we didn't like. No, the team that eliminated them from the playoffs or something, like they went on to win the Super Bowl. The players were like, well, at least like that was the team that beat us, went to the Super Bowl. And he's like, what the hell kind of crap is that? Like, what are you talking about? Like, and that he kind of crapped on players for that. I don't know.
I don't know,
I saw
but
something.
after we're going through that kind of stint with Josh McDaniels, do you want that with Ed Dobbs? You kind of want more like, this is good times. We're the Raiders. We chill out. We'll figure it out. I don't know.
I, well,
Not too mellow, but Pierce knows how to be a hard ass too.
well, yeah. But well, see, that's the thing is that's what I'm wondering what the charge, because obviously the Chargers are gonna want somebody. If you're gonna go out and and that's the thing, is that you're gonna kind of have to get a yin to the yang of, if you
Yeah,
whatever your head coach
true.
is, you kind of get the yin and the yang. I think when it comes to, that's kind of how I see the general manager head coaching position. Like even when it was Ozzie Newsome and John Harbaugh, yin and the yang. So that's kind of what I'm wondering what's gonna happen with
Yeah.
this.
But
But
I don't know if I see
uh,
Telesco also being cool with cigars in the locker room either, too.
no.
They're kind of
And
the
then
same.
no, but not just that, not just the cigars in the locker room, the media being in there recording the
Yeah,
videos
and
and
the
posting
Raiders are
them.
pretty open about all that stuff too. So
And then Max Crosby has a podcast. No, you're laughing, but
no,
I'm
I'm
serious.
saying I'm thinking like which Charger. I guess if it's controlled by the Chargers, the other players didn't really have their own podcast, right? Outside of
No,
it, unless I'm blanking. Outside of Chargers, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're
Drew
right.
Tranquil had his own, but I mean, that's different than like your
Your star player.
star
Yeah.
player. And remember, your star player came out and said, like, I will request a trade if he's not the head coach. Or no, he didn't say it. He said anything is on the table if he's not the head coach. So those are things that Tom Telesco is not gonna like
Yeah.
when it comes to
But you're right. Maybe they do want like a little mix up. So Ed Dobbs and Telesco are very different from AP. And then you keep Champ Kelly too.
and Telesco and Ed Dobbs, from everything that I've read in the sense of how Ed Dobbs is, and then obviously me dealing with Tom for the last 11 years, they seem like completely different. So that's kind of where it's gonna see. I think it's everything. It's gonna be, how does AP mesh with them? How does Champ mesh with them? How does Mark Davis mesh with them? So that's kind of where this is going to go. I think all three are going to have to mesh with this person. That's where it's kind of,
I'm kind of like hoping Telesco gets a job to see a familiar face in the AFC West. Why not?
I'm interested to see where this goes, because like yeah, you're saying it right now. Like, I'm just wondering how this is going to go with all of them. But Telesco's a veteran. He's hit on, like you said, he's hit on draft picks, the cap numbers. And I mean, even the cap this year, I know everybody keeps on freaking out about the cap number that the Chargers have, but like Gilbert, like you and I both know, any competent general manager can get themselves out of this cap. It's not cap room. It's not what the Saints are facing right now. It's, you can get out of it with 2 or 3 movements. You can get out of this cap
And then it's also
situation.
a good time to get younger too. A lot of these old guys could go.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, so it'll be interesting to see kind of where this is headed. But if you kind of had to, I think it's going to either be, I think it's either going to be, it's going to be somebody, because if they go general manager, you're basically going to give it away. Don't you think? Like if
Yeah,
you go general manager with
yeah,
Cunningham,
yeah.
or the kid out of the Giants,
Brown.
or or the guy from the Ravens, you're basically
Yeah.
indicating where
Even
the hell
Dobbs,
you're
yeah.
going to, yeah, or you're in which, who?
Ed Dobbs, he's interviewed with the Chargers, right?
No, yeah. But I was talking about the Horvitz.
Oh yeah, I'm blanking. I'm not the best
Yeah,
with
yeah,
names.
I'm
The
terrible with
GMs at
names
least.
too. But they've interviewed 2 guys from the Ravens, 1 from the Giants, and
Yeah.
1 from the Bears. All 4 of them are connected to
You mentioned the one they interviewed today too.
yeah, exactly. So all 5 of them are connected. So that's going to be the interesting. Oh, here we go. Pedro's already making moves. But I I think you come out with both, Gilbert, to be honest. I think you come out with both at the same time and you say, we've hired
Oh,
both of these guys. You fired them both together. You hired them both
there you
together.
go. I
I
do like
mean,
that.
that way you don't give away your hand. That way you don't do anything out of off cuff. You just
Yeah, why make people wait?
yeah, exactly.